Why is Mo Bamba, who was once a basketball sensation, having trouble these days? What factors are contributing to his difficult time playing in the league? How did someone with so much potential end up falling short of expectations? Let's find out. Imagine that he's standing tall, ready to defend the rim, and with one quick move, he's able to switch from guarding a big man to a speedy point guard without breaking a sweat. That's the kind of defensive quality he brings to the game. Back when he was drafted by the Orlando Magic, there was a lot of excitement surrounding Bamba. People saw his potential to become one of the best defensive players in the league. But as time went on, something didn't quite click. Instead of dominating the court like everyone expected, Bamba struggled to find his footing in the NBA. It's like watching a movie where the main character has all the skills and talent to succeed, but somehow things just don't go according to plan. Bamba had all the makings of a star player: incredible athleticism, a deadly jump shot, and a towering presence on the court. But despite his physical gifts, he struggled to make a lasting impact on the NBA. So what went wrong? Well, let's rewind a bit and take a closer look at Bamba's journey. Growing up in Harlem, New York, Bamba was a basketball prodigy from a young age. He wowed crowds with his skills on the court and quickly gained recognition as one of the top players in the country. When he joined Westtown School in Pennsylvania, alongside future NBA star Cam Reddish, it was clear that Bamba was destined for greatness. His coach in Westtown saw something special in Bamba from the very beginning. Despite being just a freshman, Bamba's athleticism and defensive instincts were already on full display. He was like a human highlight reel, blocking shots and grabbing rebounds with ease. By the time he reached his junior year, Bamba was a force to be reckoned with. He led his team to a state championship and put up jaw-dropping numbers: 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 blocks per game. His combination of size, athleticism, and skill made him virtually unstoppable on both ends of the court. Defensively, Bamba was a nightmare for opposing teams. With his long arms and quick feet, he could guard multiple positions and disrupt any offense that came his way. He had a natural feel for the game and a knack of making big plays when it mattered the most. Offensively, Bamba was no slouch either. He had a smooth jump shot and a polished skill set that belied his young age. He could finish at the rim with ease and was a threat to score from anywhere on the court. So where did it all go wrong for Bamba in the NBA? Well, that question doesn't have a simple answer. Some say it was injuries that derailed his career, while others point to a lack of opportunity or failure to adapt to the NBA game. Mo Bamba seemed poised for immediate college impact, touted as a potential Rudy Gobert-level rim protector with three-point shooting ability and defensive versatility. Despite attracting Coach Calipari's interest, he surprised many by choosing Texas over more traditional basketball powerhouses. Bamba's decision injected excitement into the Longhorn season, showcasing the allure of top talents opting for unconventional paths. In the year when Bamba played, he showed off some impressive skills on the court. He scored an average of 13 points per game, grabbed 10 rebounds, and blocked 3.7 shots on average. This guy was like a defensive fortress. Bamba was fantastic at defending the basket, stopping opponents from scoring easily. He had the agility to stay in front of players from any position, and he blocked shots left and right, covering the whole court in a flash. With a wingspan of 7 feet 10 inches and a 7-foot frame, Bamba was hard to miss. But it wasn't just his size that made him stand out. His footwork was top-notch too. He had the smarts to position himself well enough to make it tough for opponents to score. Even though he was great at blocking shots in college, he was ready to step up and protect the basket in the NBA. On offense, Bamba still had some room to grow. He could use his long, slender frame to maneuver around defenders and take quality shots. He wasn't a star with the ball yet, but he could drive to the basket and even shoot from deep, though not very accurately at 27%. His offensive skills needed some polishing, but the potential was there. However, there were some concerns about Bamba's game. His thin build sometimes made it tough for him to hold his ground against stronger opponents. He mostly relied on his leaping ability to score near the basket, which limited his options. Plus, his motivation seemed to come and go, affecting his performances on the court. At times, he played like a superstar, but at other times, he seemed distracted and disconnected from the game. There were also questions about his commitment to the sport. Some people doubted whether he truly loved playing basketball, especially when he made demands about which team he wanted to play for. Despite the uncertainties, Bamba's potential was undeniable. He had the physical tools and skills to become a dominant player in the NBA, similar to Giannis. During the draft, some teams are hesitant to take a chance on Bamba because of the uncertainty surrounding him, but the Orlando Magic saw his potential and drafted him 6th overall. They hoped to develop him into a star player, much like they did with Dwight Howard in the past. In his rookie season with the Magic, Bamba showed glimpses of his talent, but also struggled to adjust to the NBA game. He started only one game and played limited minutes, averaging 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks per game. There were moments when he showcased his skills, blocking shots and hitting threes, but he also had trouble adapting to the faster pace and physicality of the NBA. Defensively, Bamba had some issues with his positioning and struggled to keep up with quicker opponents. His shot blocking ability was still there, but he relied too much on it and often found himself out of position. He also had trouble defending in the post against stronger players, a weakness that opponents exploited. Unfortunately, Bamba's rookie season was cut short by a left tibial fracture, which forced him to miss a significant portion of the season. Despite the setback, the Magic managed to turn their season around and make a playoff push. Fans quickly turned their attention away from Mo Bamba after his initial burst onto the scene failed to match the lofty expectations set by his draft position. Upon his return for his sophomore season, expectations were high, but his on-court performances left much to be desired. Playing for the struggling Orlando Magic, who managed just 33 and 40 wins in consecutive seasons despite having an all-star center, Bamba found himself relegated to limited playing time. His lack of progress was evident, and for the few spectators who bothered to watch him, it was a disappointing sight. The Magic, seemingly lacking patience with Bamba's development, were met with little to justify their investment in him. While the jump shot did show improvement, climbing to 34% in his sophomore campaign, his overall offensive game left much to be desired. Shooting a lackluster 46% from the field and showing hesitance to attack the rim, Bamba struggled to make a significant impact. Defensively, he was often overpowered by NBA big men, contributing to his lack of playing time. As the seasons progressed, Bamba's role within the team evolved slowly. Despite statistical improvements in scoring and rebounding, his on-the-court impact remained questionable. On-off numbers indicated that he was a significant offensive liability, and defensively, he was only considered average for a center in the league. Despite hitting the gym and improving his physique, his game still lacked polish. While Bamba showcased occasional flashes of brilliance, such as impressive blocks and finishes, his inconsistency was a significant concern. Despite his potential as a stretch big, his inability to set effective screens, attack the rim, or post up limited his effectiveness on offense. After 4 lackluster seasons with the Magic, Bamba was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. However, his stint with the Lakers saw him primarily warming the bench, averaging just 10 minutes per game. His playing time did little to showcase his talents, and his stats reflected this, with only 3.7 points per game on 40% shooting. A subsequent move to the Philadelphia 76ers saw little improvement in Bamba's fortunes. With his career seemingly stalled, questions arose about his future in the NBA. While injuries may have played a role in his struggles, Bamba's own shortcomings could not be overlooked. His lack of aggression and inconsistent efforts on the court hindered his ability to reach his full potential. Bamba's story serves as a cautionary tale of the pitfalls of relying solely on natural talent. Despite possessing physical gifts and potential, his failure to fully commit himself to the game ultimately led to his downfall. With opportunities dwindling, Bamba faces an uncertain future in professional basketball. Perhaps a stint in the G League or overseas could provide him with the opportunity to redefine his skills and reignite his career. But for now, all we can do is wait and see what the future holds for Mohamed Bamba. So do comment your thoughts on this, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the latest basketball news.